Hello Scorpio, my name is Nigel and you have found ÄLKØMԻ. We are going to be moving through your August 2024 reading. We'll clarify everything at the end and we will also dip into the energy for next month. So let's look here. You do have overshadowing your month the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is a card of stress. Not all stress is bad stress. Sometimes you could be stressed out because you're going through some changes. You could have a new job. You could have a new residence. There's many things that could be causing the stress that aren't bad. But you do have this card. Now, this card also can be good or bad, right? He could be screaming, yelling out of joy. He could be yelling out of complete frustration. So let's see how this unfolds for you here, Scorpio. You do have the card of Saturn overshadowing the month as well. As we know, Saturn is retrograding in Pisces from it's been retrograding from June, and it's going to stay there until November. This is the planet of karma. It sometimes causes some restrictions. For Scorpions, it's affecting your 5th house. What else can I tell you about this? Well, the 5th house is pleasure and passion, right? And it basically is a time to lighten up and have fun and to try to manifest love. But, you know, being the planet of karma, it is also what you'll get what you have put into something. You'll reap what you have sown, right? So let's see. We have here the protected treasure. You pulled 2 cards here. You pulled the protective treasure in the upright, and you are protected, right? It is a time, it may be a time of great risk. You're being asked to try to nurture that which you do treasure. Here, this is the result of having nails here. Sometimes I want to cut them off. Okay, let's look. You also have the coming to life card in reverse this month. And basically it's telling you to get out of your own way. Take small steps. Try not to be impatient with the process here, Scorpio. You may have a lot going on. I mean, it looks like there is a lot going on. You did pull Kuan Yin, and she is a Japanese archetype. And basically, she's asking what is under the emotions that you have on the surface of something, right? She would like you to feel what's under it instead of what is obvious. You may be annoyed, you may be upset, let's say you're disappointed in a loved one because he or she didn't do X, Y, and Z. But it's hitting you fairly hard. What she's asking you to do is look under that. Where is it stemming from? Is it stemming from a childhood trauma that you went through that you don't think about anymore? Is it stemming from fear of abandonment? I mean, it'll be different for every Scorpion out there. But what she's asking each Scorpion to do this month is to really look under the surface. When you get upset, when you get annoyed, when you get hurt, when you get angry, look under that. See if there is something that extends into your past. You do have the card, it says has no hana, right? It helps keep money in your pocket, keeps lovers from straying, or keep anything that is already yours. The guidance on here, it says trust what belongs to you will come back to you, just as well as knowing when to let go and let things run its course. So I am starting to see a pattern here, right? You're being asked to have patience with the process. You're being asked to lighten your grip on something or someone that you may have a very tight grip on. You may have a fear of losing someone or something. Could be a job, could be a person. And what Spirit is asking you to do is lighten your grip, because what's yours will be yours at the end of the day. And what isn't yours will dissipate. And the harder we hang on to something that is not ours, the more time we're wasting. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're holding on to something that you're wasting your time. I haven't really looked at the cards, and I have no idea where this is going. It certainly doesn't look that way. But if you have something in your life that is meant to be yours, right? There is no reason to hold on to it so tightly. I think you're causing yourself unnecessary stress. lighten your grip, let it go, see what happens, because that is the quickest way to find out what is and isn't yours. I had to learn this the hard way myself. I am a Scorpion Mars. Your Mars is how you interact on the daily, so I do identify heavily with your sign. You do have touch the sky here. And touch the sky is reach for the stars, basically expect really good things and you will get really good things. You have denial in reverse. And it says, perhaps you are insisting that reality be something other than what it is. What are you refusing to see? It is in reverse here, Scorpio. So I think that your fears may be a little unfounded. At least it looks that way. I think that you may be stressing out. I'm not saying there's no reason for it, but you may be stressing out and not realizing that the reason for your stress, the reason for your pain or whatever it is you're feeling may not be what you think it is. It may not be coming from exactly where you think it's coming from. You do have commitment here. And things are getting serious between you and someone else. And if they're not, you should expect them to get serious very soon. It does say letting go. Letting go came in sideways. It says, wow. If someone leaves you confused more than comforted, you need to reassess their access to you. But letting go came in sideways. So this may be something that crosses your mind this month, right? And it kind of melds in with what we've talked about, right? So I really do think you should let go. And that's not to say that you should just break up with someone, but let go of that grip. Relax your grip. When you relax your grip, you will know. At the end of the day, you might feel much, much better when you force yourself to relax your grip and you see things for what they are, because what they are could be quite positive, and you will realize I've been grasping onto this for no reason. It was always mine. Likewise, if something's not yours, you'll find out as soon as possible so you could move on to the thing that is yours. So that's the message from Spirit here. So let's look at your month. At the beginning of the month, it does look like you are under some stress here because you have the Four of Wands in reverse, a happy home sort of. I mean, it is a celebratory card, but it is in reverse. So you may be feeling some stress, and that kind of makes sense. It may be frustrating to you. Something may be very frustrating to you at the start of the month. You have even the Nine of Pentacles, which is comfort. You may be out of your comfort zone as far as money. You may be reaching in directions that you are not comfortable with. That's not to say that you're making a mistake. It just means that you may not be comfortable at the beginning of the month. Things are changing pretty quickly here, with the Eight of Wands. So you have a lot of change coming in here, Scorpio. Mid-month here, you have the Seven of Swords, which in this deck is deceit. There may be someone in your life, in your circle, that is lying to you. Then again, you may be lying to yourself about something. We'll clarify all that and we'll figure it out. Now, this card represents the middle of your reading, which is pretty much everything is revolving around this. And what's revolving is letting go of the past. And we kind of talked about that a little bit, where we said that there may be something from your past that's causing you to make certain decisions, right? You are being asked to let go of your past. I think that in mid-month, you really consider this. You do have Ten of Swords. It says conclusions. The Ten of Swords could be pain. Honestly, somebody could be causing you some pain. Somebody could be, you may feel stabbed in the back. At its best, the Ten of Swords does draw a conclusion to something. So you may be coming to some sort of conclusion. And maybe that's why the denial card is upside down. Maybe at some point this month, maybe you were in denial about something. And this month you start to see things a little bit more clearly. Maybe it's adding to your stress. So let's look at the end of your month. At the end of your month, you have the Page of Swords. It says education, but I do believe it's a message of some kind here, for sure. You have the Five of Swords. Wow. You have revenge here with the Five of Swords. Now, I'm changing the meanings a little bit on these cards, because now, if I do not change the meaning, the education card, maybe you learned something and it bothers you to the point where you feel on the vengeful side, right? You do have the Six of Swords, which is movement in another direction, but this is coming in reverse. So you have to look at this in many different ways. It could be exactly what I just said, or it could be a message that you receive that causes some upheaval. The Five of Swords to me is usually upheaval, arguing, being defensive, and the movement is not away. Now, being that there is no movement here, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? This could boil down to you arguing with someone. Perhaps your life is taking shape in a certain way, and with the Eight of Wands, it's happening pretty quickly, right? And you argue with this person, but at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you don't go anywhere. You don't move away from this connection. When we clarify, we'll get a stronger picture of it. But if you look at this, you have the Eight of Wands, things moving very, very fast. You have the Ten of Swords, which is feeling stabbed in the back. Just because you feel stabbed in the back doesn't mean you are. You very well could be. When we clarify, we'll figure that out. But something happens to make you feel this way. And there is no movement after that. Now, this, like I said, this no movement could be, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying with this person or with this job. Or it could be that you're not moving forward the way you should. You have the Four of Wands here. No, excuse me. You have the Nine of Pentacles here, which is, it's success with money alone. You obviously aren't going to be alone. You're trying to let go of the past, but it is causing some sort of a battle between you and someone else. You have this happy home card turned upside down. Maybe things, at least initially, Scorpio, aren't going exactly the way you wanted to. Perhaps the Seven of Swords makes you feel like someone did stab you in the back, or they reneged on a promise. You're learning. So you have this leading into this. Yeah, I mean, let's, before we go on to this, I'd like to clarify this. Let's clarify some of this while we're on this roll here. So you have the beginning of the month. You have things moving pretty quickly, right? And that might be the cause for the upheaval. Sometimes when things move quickly, there's this initial burst of chaos, and then things start to settle. Let's see. You have, show me the beginning of the month for Scorpio. Let's clarify this, please. It says a path with money is waiting for you to find it. This whole thing may revolve around money of some kind. It may revolve around a job. It may revolve around the money that you're going through with someone as a couple. You have here wind chimes. What you want here is peace and harmony. I think that is what you were going for. I think that this may have been a situation where you felt it was going to be a happily ever after right away, and when it wasn't immediately, maybe you're getting a little impatient there, Scorpio. Show me the mid-month, though. The mid-month looks, yeah, the Tower. You can have a solid foundation with this person. It looks as though, but it looks like you may experience some sort of a Tower moment mid-month with them. You have a wall, a misunderstanding. Yeah, what did I say? You can have a misunderstanding with someone here, Scorpio, without it being a catastrophe. So let's see. Show me the end of the month with this Five of Swords energy. You have two. You have fan. What you want is romance. Yeah, you love this person, Scorpio. You love this person. There is deep affection here between you and someone else. You may be going through a time where you're arguing with them. And, I tell people all the time, every couple goes through that time, right? So especially if things are getting serious and perhaps you have the Four of Wands here, which is a happy home. Maybe you're moving in together. Maybe you got engaged. Maybe you got married. Maybe you're going through one of life's many stressors, and you go through a period of time where you argue with someone. It's just actually quite normal. Here you have, in your warnings column, you have a lot of passion here for this person. This passion may evoke your temper. it may evoke your temper because you are not seeing things clearly, and that is a warning here with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Another warning would be your money, and this isn't like the Five of Pentacles warning. This is just go easy with your money. Your money may be coming in more slowly than it's going out. It may be causing stress between you and someone else, and the warning here is to just take it easy, take it slow, have patience, and everything will get done the way you want it to. Here you have in your blessings column, you will not have a new opportunity, and that is in your blessings. You are going to get rejuvenated at some point. When I say you're not going to have a new opportunity, I think you're going to stay in this opportunity. Like what I said, right? You're not going anywhere. You're staying with this person. Whatever exhaustion you feel is going to dissipate. Look at these two cards, right? They're both coming in reverse, and it is in your blessings column. So whatever exhaustion or 10 of Wands feeling you may be feeling for part of this month, most of this month, is going to dissipate. Yeah. So let's dip into next month here a little bit. I see some interesting things here. You do have fire sign. You may be involved with a fire sign of some kind here, or with someone with fire highly aspected in their chart. It says open your eyes. If someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And that could go either way, right? It's a dual meaning. If someone shows you that they're a wonderful person the first time, then believe it. Then again, if they show you certain, and it's not like I'm not getting that you're with someone that's terrible. I mean, I'm not shy. Ask anyone. I would tell you that. But there are certain aspects of the person that you are with that you find difficult, and you need to kind of believe that those things aren't going to easily fade away. Sometimes those things become points of contention in the future. So if you're in this stage with someone, it's really, communication is extremely important. You need to communicate. You need to go back and forth. Sometimes you do need to argue. Sometimes it's just necessary to get a point across and to get somewhere, as long as the arguments are fruitful and you both get something out of it in the end and you keep growing. But I think with this card here, you may be frustrated at some point this month with someone. Wow, you got this card. I know for a fact you've received this card before. Is the Phoenix rising from the ashes. It was one of your readings. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was the fall. Anyway, you do have the Phoenix rising from the ashes here. It's more fire energy. But it is you, perhaps, when you were looking back on your life, especially with there was a card here. Where was it? There was a card of the past. You letting go of the past, right? It was the middle. Maybe you have come from very little and you're trying to build a life that goes way beyond what you were exposed to as a child. It's very possible. But you are a Phoenix rising from ashes of some kind. So you are a self-made person in that way. Here you do have storm fields in reverse, right? And this is dipping into next month's energy, by the way. So this is like the beginning of September. You do have storm fields here in reverse. And it does say, try not to argue, right? Or create chaos. Hurtful words will always live way past the time you mean them. And this, you have to sort of look at this card as this too shall pass. And it kind of goes with everything I just said. This too shall pass. You have unlocking here, and it says, what was locked can now be opened. So you are opening some locks here. You're building a wall. Each argument, each discussion, each life port that the two of you walk through together is bricks in a wall, and that foundation can be made very strong, but you're unlocking something new here. You do have, I'll get to that in a minute because that's pretty interesting. You do have blessing here, and I like this. It says your angels are with you and guiding you to blessings. Don't lose hope. You are heavily protected. So this is a blessing for sure. You have, let's look at this. Oh, this is an interesting, you have the Lorelei. And the Lorelei is pretty interesting. As you can see, it is a water creature like yourself, right? And it's a fate card, right? This is a mermaid that holds the fate of not only herself, but passing sailors that pass her path. Now, will she choose violence, or will she break a cycle? Perhaps you're trying to break a cycle from your childhood here, Scorpio. That may be very true. You do have, dipping into this month, you have Mary Magdalene, which she's always an interesting archetype. She's someone that is definitely not spoken about. She was a lady of the night, right? And as you can see, she's holding Jesus's legs, right? She was a sinner. I mean, there's just no doubt, right? And this is telling us that even though history tried to sort of wash her away, it's an indication that every relationship is valuable. Every relationship that you come across is valuable. Reflect on the lessons that all your relationships have brought you to this point. She is a divine feminine, beautiful character here. Now, what's fascinating about going on in your next month is you have the Magician. And the Magician is obviously a person who can bring forth anything they want. They have all the tools to make themselves a fruitful and happy life. And with all those roses, I see hope, right? Now, you also have the planet Mercury here. And the Magician is basically a symbol of Mercury, right? Each card has a planetary symbol attached to it. And Mercury is what rules the Magician. And also, we have Mercury retrograde, which Mercury was in retrograde August 4th, or will be, August 4th to August 27th, right? So by the time September comes, Mercury retrograde will be over. We'll still be in the shadow, right, in the beginning of that month. So whatever goes on during Mercury retrograde is going to have an impact on your next month, for sure. And I'll tell you why, because as I was shuffling the cards, you'll see that I did hold up decks. And two of them here are off screen because not everything can fit onto this camera. And I did that purposely so you could see it. So what we have here is the Magician once more. This is a very powerful card for you. It's come out twice, and it's come out on the top of both of these decks along with Mercury. Mercury retrograde time is going to be pivotal for you. It's going to be a time of change, a time of stress, a time of leveling up, a time of perhaps arguing through problems, getting through problems. You have here let's get through here a little bit. You have here the Strength card in reverse. This may zap your strength a little bit. You have Leo here in reverse, but two major arcana, along with some Taurian energy with the King of Pentacles. So there may be someone that you're involved with that has impacted your finances, to put it simply, because we do have the Three of Swords here coming right after that. There may be someone who may have disappointed you a little bit, or has yet to. At this point, in this point in the reading, with you listening to this, it's probably going to be July or beginning of August. So this hasn't happened yet, but there may be someone that disappoints you, and it may have something to do with your money. You have Cancerian energy heading straight towards a goal, and you are forging ahead anyway, but you're finding it very difficult to plan in lieu of what's going on here. You're finding it difficult to move ahead at the speed that you would like to. So you will be working on things at a pace that you may not be comfortable with. All right, you may want things to happen much quicker, but you do have here the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups could be any water sign, including Scorpio, and she is a feminine figure Whether you're male or female, she's a feminine figure, and she encompasses love. This is someone or something that you love. If this is not a person, if this is a job, then this is a job that you love. That it may be frustrating for you that you aren't getting the money that you really need, that you can't do certain things in your life that you really want to do at this time, right? If it's a person, this person could be affecting your finances, and it's a little frustrating for you. Something happens along those lines. You do have the Three of Wands ultimately, though, and this is the card of manifesting your dreams and planning for your future. You have the Eight of Pentacles, which is beautiful, perfect energy. You have the Page of Pentacles, which, once again, may be a little hit to your finances, a little hit to your stability, but you will figure out how to balance this, and you will be celebratory. And I love the fact that you have beautiful passion in your future, right? You do have the planet of karma dictating your whole month, and you have the wheel of karma. So be very careful here. I mean, I'm not trying to give you a giant warning, but during this Saturn retrograde, you're going to reap what you have sown. So you have to plant the right seeds in the right way, and you will get a harvest later, right? You have time for this. So I like this for you. As long as you heed these warnings, you will have a very, very fruitful experience, for sure. Let's look at these cards. Where are you? Yeah. Give me 2 cards for Scorpio, please. Give me 2 cards for Scorpio. You have Divine Masculine. You know what? I'm going to take all those cards. It's something I usually don't do. You have one that fell in my lap here, right? So you have Divine Masculine. Wow, you have Divine Feminine too. Love that. You and your partner. And this is true whether you're 2 men, 2 women. It doesn't really matter. One of you encompasses Divine Masculine. One of you is stepping into their Divine Feminine. And you are coming together to create a whole. You have unity, which basically describes what I just said. And you, Scorpio, have to heal your inner child. There is something that we talked about from the beginning of this reading, something from your childhood, something that really does need to be healed here. And it is something that sort of interferes with your decision making on some level. And, you know, I'm not attacking you at all, because we all have stuff from our childhood. Nobody gets out. Nobody gets away with that. Everyone has it, and it's how we deal with it that matters. Give me 2. Well, just give me 1 for Scorpio, and we'll see the bottom of the deck here, Scorpio. You have marine life, right? Richness, and that sort of goes with this Lorelei. I like that. Very, very, very watery, like yourself. You have, will you break a family cycle? There is a family cycle here that needs to be broken. You will be grounded. You have this rock energy. You will in the future be very grounded. You're in a time of transition, no doubt. No doubt. I will pull one more card for you. One more for Scorpio, please. Just one more card for Scorpio to close out this reading. It says your commitment is being tested, but this is in reverse. So you're not being tested here, Scorpio. A lot of what's going on is going on in your head. And a lot of the decisions you're making is stemming from another time in your life. So you're not being tested. Your commitment's not being tested. I do think that you just need to reach under those emotions and figure out where they're stemming from. I hope this helped. Just remember, the magician, wherever that other magician is, and Mercury, very, very big, pivotal times. I will see you next time. Namaste. By the way, don't forget to listen to your birthday reading. It's good for 1 year. I'll see you next time. Bye.